So guys, hope you guys are having a wonderful day, night, whatever, wherever you are. And your boy is back with another video, one that's actually highly requested. If you guys didn't know, or if you guys are regular to my channel, you guys would know that I make tattoo videos often, probably 1 or 2 a week now. Often bad tattoos, sometimes good, on TikTok, Reddit, and so forth. And these videos are doing really well. You guys seem to like them. And if you guys seem to like any of my content, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, because I love you. And also the like and comment section down below for the algorithm. But anyways, I have had many requests talking about a tattoo tour to show off my tattoos. And I thought, why not now? Now would be a great time for me to kind of show you guys my tattoos, with the exception of 2 things about my body. I just burned myself this morning with my steamer. It's not too bad, but you guys might see that mark. It's like on my lower stomach area. So disregard that. But yeah, it's like a light burn, but yeah, I'm an idiot. That's why. But yeah, I also have like a little bit of acne here and there, but who cares? And yeah, we're going to do this chronologically, or I'm going to try to. It's going to be hard because I have so many now that I kind of forgot when I got each and every one of them. And I'll be talking to the camera about each of them, but I'll put over like close-ups of the tattoos while I'm talking, so you guys can kind of see everything and get a close-up of my tattoos. And thank you for all of those who have requested this, because I think it's so cool that you guys are like actually interested. And quick disclaimer, I do not claim that my tattoos are any better than anyone else's. Most of them are really cool or special to me, and there are a few that are not great, and we'll be talking about that too. And all in all, though, I don't really regret any of them, but let's run this down. Yes, I am going to get shirtless, so apologies in advance. All right, so very first tattoo I got here was this one, and, you know, I'll have a little close-up. This was my very first tattoo. I got it when I just turned 23, which is about 4 years ago, which is crazy to think about. Actually, this time, 4 years ago, December, yeah. November. And I had been sitting on this tattoo here for 2 or 3 years now. It's a lion, and it is a tattoo that is the exact style that I wanted for my first tattoo. It's semi-realistic, but it's more of like not really realistic. Like, you can tell that it's a lion, but I like the line work. I like the little details in between each little mark of the tattoo, which I really like. And I sat on this tattoo for over 2 years, actually. So when I was 21, graduated college, I had been hinting at the idea of getting a tattoo. I was like, oh, how cool would it be? Maybe I would just get one sleeve. And that was my idea. I was like, I'm going to get one sleeve, but I need to see what tattoo I would get to start. And I, did a lot of research, and one of the best starting points for tattoos in general, and also a sleeve, is your shoulder, because that's a big spot for a tattoo. You don't want to take up your whole thing if you're doing patchwork like me, but some people like a cohesive style. I like patchwork, so I knew I was going to get one big piece right here. And I'm a Leo, but that is actually not the reason I got the tattoo. It just happened to be that I'm also a Leo. I got this tattoo because lions are my favorite animals, and also growing up, like, in the family, I was always like, oh, I'm the lion kid. I went to zoos and I loved the lions. I used to just be like, whoa, they're so sick. Lion King was one of my favorite movies as well. And this one is a meaningful tattoo to me. I am probably going to say this a lot, but I have a lot of favorite tattoos, and this is definitely one of them, because it is my first one, and I sat on this for 2 or 3 years before even getting it. And it was probably, I think, my like 3rd most expensive tattoo, 2nd or 3rd. It ended up being about 300 and I think 60, which is cheap for this tattoo, guys. My tattoo artist, Kevin_Inc. on Instagram, he is the best in the world. He's a good friend of mine now. And this was when I first met him, and he really hooked it up. I mean, with like the tip and everything, I paid him like 400, but it was so worth it because I love this tattoo. It held up very well too, as you guys can see. There's not much fading. I think it has to do with the style of the tattoo, also with his skill, Kevin's skill and artwork as well. Love that tattoo. And yeah, enough about that. And, as we go on, this video is going to be more rapid fire. I just spent more time on this one because it was very meaningful. So my next thought in tattoos is like, okay, I'm going to start with the sleeve, right? This is the first thing that I did here. And I wanted to get meaningful tattoos first. And that's how it usually goes with a lot of people, at least. Maybe not you, maybe not everyone, but you start with the meaningful ones, and then you start getting blasted, and then you're just like, let me get a skeleton on my fucking ear or some shit. So my next tattoo was actually this horse piece right here. And by horse, it's actually a knight. It's a chess piece. It is the knight in chess, and the reason I got it is it's for my god brother specifically because he was the one who taught me how to play chess. I play chess pretty often still. You know, my god brother means the world to me. He's one of my very close friends and family members in a way. And you know, it was just a great memory. And I was searching up many tattoos, like, oh, what should I get to represent him? And this is the one that I came up with. It also like meshed with the lion really well. So I was like, oh, perfect. Here we go. All right, now my next tattoos, I had an idea in my head. I was like, all of this section on my sleeve, well, most of it will be meaningful for someone in my family, right? So I got that. This is the lions for me. The knight chess piece is for my god brother. Then I'll get a better view of this, but the back of my tattoo. My next two tattoos was for my mom and dad, and I got these the same days. So I got this one right here, and I'll do a close-up so it's not upside down. But yeah, that's going to be my mother, or a depiction of my mother. I found it online. A lot of these tattoos I found online in terms of concept. Only a few I'll ask the tattoo artist to tweak up and things like that. This is my mom when she was in Vietnam, to make her living. We were really, really poor, and before everything. And like, this was before I even was born, all the way up till when I was born. She was a fish market ladies, meaning that she would go to the fishermen, buy fish in bulk, and then go to the marketplace and sell it as she's sitting there selling. And there's a funny story. She used to do that when she was pregnant with me too. And my dad was gone because he was in a refugee camp for like 7 years, which is like a whole nother story. If you guys ever want to know about my dad, search up boat people. He was one of the boat people who got stuck at Bidao Madong for 7 years, which is like an insane story. Maybe one day I'll talk about that on the channel. Comment if you want to see me cry, because if I did that video, I would definitely cry. And speaking of my dad, so I got this boat right here for my dad. This is the boat and the boat number of the boat that he took to Bidao Madong, where he thought that he was just going to go through refugee camp for just like 6 months like my uncle did. However, he did get stuck there for 7 years of his life. So I thought I would get those two for them. And then the next tattoo I got was actually the snitch. Believe it or not, I got the golden snitch from Harry Potter, and that one's for my cousin, Michelle. Shout out to you. You watch my videos. Michelle and I loved Harry Potter growing up. We used to play Harry Potter in the house, like Expecto Patronum, thinking like it was something cool. And yeah, I just thought it was a really sick tattoo. I sent her a couple of different pictures of snitches, and I was like, which one do you want to get? Or would you want me to get? And I got that. So, and then I got these two next. I got this one right here for my niece Lana. I know a lot of people are like, you got macaroni and cheese on your sleeve, brother. And I was like, yes, I do, because I love mac and cheese. No, it's because for my niece, I asked her, I was like, God, this was in 3 years ago. So everything I listed with the exception of the lion, I got January all the way to like April of 2022. I think, yeah, because 2021 I got the other tattoo. So yeah, 2022-ish. So I started getting blasted, as you guys can tell, because I'm only 27 and I got really inked up. I was getting like tattoo after tattoo. Oh, and by the way, for prices purposes, to bring it back, like, again, Kevin_Ink, he did all of this work so far. I've only had 3 total tattoo artists, and he's done like 99% of my tattoos. And these were just so extremely well done, as you guys can see, at least for what I like. And then also they've held up really well, and they were not that expensive either. Like the Knight was like $160. My mother and dad's boat were each like $50 or $80. And then the mac and cheese was like $30. And then I got SpongeBob because I wanted to. That was the first symbolization of like, hey, I might as well just get stuff that can fill out the sleeve, because I want patchwork. I knew I wanted patchwork, and I respect those that have cohesive tattoos, by the way. There's a lot of tattoos I love, and style-wise, I just wanted this for myself. And that's how tattooing should be. Like, I love traditional. I love a nice chatty daddy. I like a fucking realism. I love everything about tattoos. There's only like a few tattoos I don't really love, like ignorant style and stuff like that. But if you want it, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so I just wanted a SpongeBob, and so I got it, and I found this SpongeBob specifically because it was really funny to me. I was like, yeah, let's send it. Well, I got these two. I forgot to say this. I got these two before I got SpongeBob and mac and cheese. I got this one right here, which is Toon World from Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's a matching tattoo with my best friend Zoran, who is my roommate, and he's over there. He also has the exact same tattoo on the back of his arm, and I wanted Toon World right here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference for all those that know. If you know, you know. Toon World was just a sick tattoo, and also like Toon World is OP as fuck back in the day, like in OG Yu-Gi-Oh! And I did get this one as well, which is Sailor Moon, and it's half Sailor Moon, half Skull. I thought it fit my aesthetic very well because I do like a little bit of an edgy look. I love the line work in this. I love the detail in this, and I love anime. And this one is also for my sister. She loves Sailor Moon. That was her favorite anime growing up. And I make a joke to her. When I found this, I was like, oh, the top half is you on a normal day. The bottom half is you when you're on your, time of your month. And okay, before I get canceled, it's a complete joke because in our whole family, she gets really bad. Like, she gets really moody. And so it's like a whole insider between our family. Okay, so that is it for really meaningful tattoos. And as we go on now, there are some meanings in some of these tattoos, but most of them are just because I wanted them. Also, again, with pricing, I love Kevin's pricing. Sailor Moon tattoo was like literally 50. No, I think it was $60. And then Toon World was 100 or 120. Very inexpensive. Okay, now I got Game of Thrones House Stark tatted on me, the sigil, the direwolf. I did get it in reverse by accident. It's supposed to be the other way, but honestly, it's sick, and everybody can still recognize it, and who cares? I think it's awesome. And yeah, I loved Game of Thrones. That was my favorite show, except for the last season, because the last season sucked ballsack. And I was like, why not? I was literally sitting... I was doing this thing where I'm totally addicted to getting tattoos. Every session, I would get a tattoo with Kevin. I would book another session, not even knowing what I would get. So at this point in my life, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to get fucking shit that I want, like random shit. So this was one of those. Yeah, and I think having meaning for every tattoo is overrated. But, I love it because, obviously I do have a lot of tattoos with meaning. But if you want to get something, fucking get it, bro. Fuck what the haters say. Just do whatever you want. And then the next two tattoos I got was for my cats, actually. So I got Sora from Kingdom Hearts here. And if you're my age, you guys will most likely know what Kingdom Hearts is. Great PS2 game. My favorite PS2 game of all time, Kingdom Hearts 2. And I named one of my cats Sora. And my two twin boys are named Sora and then Cloud. And I got Cloud's sword here from Final Fantasy and also technically Kingdom Hearts as well. He was in Kingdom Hearts for a bit. And yeah, so then those are the next two. And then I needed... This one was a complete, like, Chihiro from Spirited Away was a complete, like, spur of the moment tattoo. I was sitting in Kevin's tattoo shop, and we had an extra half hour to his next session. And he was like, "Did you want anything else?" I literally looked around, and he has a tattoo. I mean, he has a poster of Chihiro and Haku, and I was like, "Oh my god, I do love Spirited Away. It's my favorite Studio Ghibli movie." And I was like, "Let's send it." And it kind of looks like my niece when she was younger too, so it's like perfect. So I just got that, blasted there because I needed to fill that spot anyways, and I love it. I actually get some of the most compliments on that tattoo. Funny enough, the most meaningful compliments sometimes are the ones where I wouldn't expect someone to know, like the Toon World. Someone was like, "Is that Toon World?" And I'm like, "Bro, you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, let's go." I used to be a hardcore Yu-Gi-Oh fan. But yeah, again, Chihiro is like $100, bro. Again, Kevin is like, I know in bigger cities you're not going to get this price, so I got really lucky with him. And I love the style of anime tattoo that he does, just personally, but I know, like, everybody has their own style as well. All right. Then I needed to fill the rest of the sleeve out. So I had always wanted my favorite anime on my body, Naruto. And I was thinking, like, what are my favorite scenes in Naruto? And it was either... It ended up being Sasuke and Itachi because Itachi's my favorite character. Second being the Pain and Naruto scene. But I got the scene that made me cry like a baby when I was younger. And it's when Itachi, spoiler alert, dies. And, does a little final flick of the head to Sasuke. And this is from the manga panel. I found it online and I got it, and I was really happy with it. Let's see what else is on my sleeve here. Oh, this one I got later, so we're not going chronologically. I just don't feel like going back up to my arm now. I got this a lot later. I had an empty spot right here, and I have celery and rosé. And to be honest, if I were to regret a tattoo, it would slightly be this one. I still don't regret it. It's a reference to my favorite YouTube video, and I'm not going to describe it too much because the YouTuber went through a really bad controversy. One that I talked about on my channel, and I'm not super happy about it. His controversy, but you know, it's still one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time, so I'm going to leave it there, and it is what it is. And it's also a conversation point, celery and rosé. I like it. I like the font a lot, and I like how funny the video is, but you know, the YouTuber is not a great guy, but it is what it is, and we move on. That is a great lesson for those of you. Don't get tattoos referencing people unless you really want to. Like, or if it's your like family member or something like that. I literally just got this because I like the YouTube video, but here we go. I still have some empty spots right here. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think I should fit right here. I love anime, Greek mythology, and realism. That's most of my style, and a little bit of script too. But we are gonna go on to my hands now. So I actually didn't get my hands done until I got my chest and body a little bit done, but I am too lazy to circle back to this, so we're gonna knock this out. So I have here in my hands a lot of small tattoos. I always wanted a hand tattoo. However, I didn't want a full covered tattoo like peonies or like a bear or something like that. Just personally, personal preference, because I like the style of patchwork. Now, aesthetically, I wish in hindsight that I swapped one or two of these out to just keep empty, because I kind of like the aesthetic of it being like, oh sorry, I didn't mean to flick you off, but like just having like two. But it is what it is. I got them blasted, and this is fine. I don't regret it at all. It looks pretty sick to me, and only a few of them have meaning. So this one right here, I hope my parents will never see this video, but this Saturn is a reference to when I was a drug dealer. Not like an actual drug dealer, but I, traded some stuff when I was in high school. Nothing crazy. Stuff that's legal now, if you get my reference. But yeah, at the time it was illegal, and I was trading it, and it is what it is. And it's a reference because people used to call me Galileo, and Galileo discovered Saturn. And so I got that. And then this is my parents' birth years, 67, 68. So I got that there. And then this was just a literal another spur of the moment decision. I was like, oh, what would be cool on my fingers? And this one is probably the only one with meaning. I really want a daughter named Luna, because it's spelled like my name, Luan, but you just swap the A and the N. So I want Luna, and so this is kind of like a little moon. And then I got these because they look cool, but also because I am a lover boy. I think I'm a king. I would consider myself a king. And then I just got this because it looked good. That's literally it. That's the only reason. And there is a wrap on my sleeve. That is all the tattoos on my sleeve, I think. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's it. I'm still going to fill it out a little bit more. I don't think I'll ever completely fill it out with filler, but who knows? I might. I just don't like the basicness of like clouds or some shit. Like, I don't want that. If you guys in the comment section think that there's a good filler for me, let me know, because I am always open to suggestions. All right, now we're gonna move on to my body. My little body. Let me move the camera down a little bit, actually. All right, I moved the camera angle slightly. You're gonna see the mirror in the back, so I can show you guys my body tattoos a little bit better. Let me move over here. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see. All right, so my first tattoo that I got on my body was these giant ox right here. I got the ox. It does have meaning. It is my Chinese zodiac. It is I am year of the ox, 1997. So shout out to all my 1997 people out there. But yeah, so I wanted something that is semi-realistic and semi-geometric to kind of match the lion, because I like lines and style. And so I decided on this one. I found this one online, and he tweaked it a little bit on the bottom, but for the most part, it was a slightly copy tattoo. And yeah. There you go. I like this one a lot. This is one of my favorite tattoos for sure. It's one of my most well done tattoos and most detailed tattoos. Like, I love the eyes and the nose. This one is one of my most expensive tattoos as well. This one is, I think, also ranged up with the tip about $400. I mean, this one had so much little detail in it. I love the geometric stuff in the nose, everything like that. And yeah, I just like this style. I like merging styles. Like, it's semi-realistic. Huge fan of it. All right, we're going to work our way. I got this one. So I guess we're not going chronological anymore. And also, apologies for my pimple that I just popped. I know you're not supposed to, but I did. So sorry it's red. But I got this one, probably one of my more recent tattoos, actually. This is probably... I got this the beginning of this year. This spot felt empty to me, and I was just like, well, let's send it. And, you know, I literally went online, saw this idea, and was like, this is sick. I'm going to get this tatted on me. And so there we go. I almost got 3 swords, but then the 3 swords was a little bit too tarot cardy for me. So I went with, paintbrushes because I thought it was sick. And as we move down, this is one of my most recent tattoos. I got this Friday the 13th of this year, which is like literally a month ago. I waited in line for Kevin, the same tattoo artist. Again, so far, Kevin's done all these tattoos, okay? Waited in line for 11, or actually a long time. I'll tell you guys in a second because there's another tattoo that references it. But, and I decided, well, it's Friday the 13th. Might as well get something Halloween-y. And I literally only waited because it was my boy Kevin. So I was like, I mean, I can't not get Kev. So, yeah, I got bat wings. I still actually have to do shading on this. As you can see, it's very empty. I'm going to get shaded on this on my next tattoo. He's gonna pop it in there at some point. And this is a good time for me to tell you guys, like, it's a great idea if you're getting a lot of tattoos and you're wanting to do tattoos with the same artist to build a good relationship with them. Like, me and Kevin, we're boys. Like, that's my guy. All right, now as we move down, a lot of this next work right here is going to be Greek mythology based or things of that nature, okay? So I'm going to scoot back a little bit. So sorry if it gets blurry. All right, so I'm scooted back. All right, so the first tattoo I got in my abs, so I got this right after this ox right here. So this was not here yet, the bat and the heart. I got my favorite quote from my favorite book. I don't actually read much, so I know I'm totally like a poser. But I did read this book, and it was one of the hardest reads I've ever had because I am not good at reading because I'm stupid. It says, the struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. And it's a book from Albert Camus' Strangers. It's actually an excerpt called The Myth of Sisyphus, and it's kind of its own book too. And it connects the concept of, I'm not going to say it on YouTube because I don't want to get demonetized, but unaliving yourself. Also with absurdism, which is what Albert Camus thought that he was. Also, I used to think it was Albert Camus, and then I found out it's Camus because I'm stupid. But anyways, yeah, so Albert was always an absurdist at heart, and so he came up with his, not absurdist, sorry, an existentialist. And then he came out and ended up being the father of absurdism. And in the book, The Myth of Sisyphus, he connects the ideas of modern day man with Sisyphus, which is a great story in Greek mythology that I absolutely love. I don't have the time to explain it, but if you guys are ever into Greek mythology, definitely search that one up. And I loved Sisyphus's story already, and when I found out this book and he was connecting it, I kind of like felt so not only connected, but understood with the book, because that's exactly how I view life, at least up to this point at the age of 27. Like, it's kind of a reference for like saying, like, even though Sisyphus was condemned to pushing up this boulder, he chose to do it. And you have to imagine that Sisyphus enjoyed doing it, even though he was condemned. And that's kind of life. Like, there are hard moments and there are really tough days, but you have to just kind of enjoy it because that's the process. It's not about the end goal. It's not about pushing the boulder and actually finishing it. It's about the whole journey. And that's how it is to me, at least. Everybody has a different purpose too, and everybody has a different meaning. That's also another thing in absurdism that I do and love and enjoy, is that life is so absurd that you're not supposed to have the exact same meaning. Like, there is, to me, I don't think there is one meaning. Like everybody has their own kind of thing and can figure out their meaning for themselves. And so right next to the tattoo, I have Sisyphus pushing up the boulder. I didn't want a realistic Sisyphus because it wouldn't have fit. And I also like line work style. As you guys can see, I have a lot of geometric lines and things like that. So I found this one and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I actually edited it myself. The first part I got, like the actual Sisyphus pushing up the boulder, I got from online. And then I photoshopped the top bit just so it can extend out to here. So I'm an artist. That's just funny. I literally like found lines and I just connected it. This next one is an arrow that I literally got because it's just cool. And it was the only thing that could fill in the spot because I got this piece done, which I'll explain in a second. And so there was a gap right here. And I was like, oh, let's put an arrow. And there was another gap right here. And I decided to get an atom because, believe it or not, I actually like science. When I was younger, I hated science. And, as I've gotten older, I realized that when you're in school, you're forced to learn specific things. And that's why you hate it. But when you're older and you get to pick what you want to learn, like I like that so much more. So I ended up like, I like science. And I thought it was a cool tattoo. So I literally just got that. Now, this tattoo. I got this one after the 2 Sisyphus tattoos. I have this whole piece, and I love this piece. This is one of my top 5 tattoos, along with the ox, the lion, and other ones that we're going to talk about. So this is Icarus falling, with also very famous things in between. I found this tattoo idea online. We tweaked it a little bit so it's not just straight up copying. But for the most part, I just thought it was sick. But I also love the story of Icarus. And it has the little hands and everything like that as well. The sun, moon, the famous tidal wave. But yeah, Icarus falling. You guys know the story. I mean, if you guys don't know, search it up. It's a pretty cool story. You can't fly too close to the sun. Don't get too greedy. And yeah, I got that on my body. Definitely a slightly basic tattoo. I know a lot of people have Greek mythology tattoos. Now, we are on to, we'll do my leg, neck, and then back. Yeah, let's do that. Don't mind the boxes in the background. I just bought some stuff. Does my mic extend out this far? All right, I'm going to do my best, okay? So there's no way I'm going to go chronological here because it's going to be impossible for me to remember all this. But we are going to, so I'm looking up because that's where the camera, like whatever screen thing is. But yeah, so let's just start up top. So here we have 3 different styles of tattoo. They're anime geometric style. Kevin did these, and in hindsight, the Levi from Attack on Titan. I have Levi right here. The eyes could have been better. I think the eyes were tough for him to do in a really small work, but it's okay. I don't regret it at all. I think it's still really sick tattoo. So I have Levi right here from Attack on Titan. Definitely could have been done slightly better. No nods to Kevin, though. I love him, and I appreciate him for doing it anyways. Then I have Death Note, Misamane, my first anime crush right here. And then I have Saitama, or from One Punch Man. And I love One Punch Man, man. That anime is so funny. And I also have Genos from it, and then like a scene from it as well. And, we found some of the concepts online, most of the concept online, and then we kind of just tweaked bits and pieces of it as we went. And as you go down, sorry, this is so hard to do. Like, damn, I look fat as fuck. All right, so now we have my lightning bolt. So I got this in Miami for shits and giggles because this is from another tattoo artist, and he kind of fucked it up. If you guys didn't see how much it blotted, like it, I'm about to rant real quick. So I went to Miami with some of my girlfriends and my sister's employees and so forth, and they all got like a matching tattoo. They all got a heart, and this tattoo artist was like, "Oh, do you want one? Like, I'm free right now in the shop." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was just like, I went online and I just looked at like really small tattoos, and one of them was lightning bolt. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." It's also like Harry Potter, so I got it, and it was my first red tattoo too because I was like, "Why not get a red?" Because everybody else was getting red hearts, so I got it. This guy hurt the shit out of me. Like, you don't understand. Most of my tattoos up to this point, I want a preference. So far, up to this point, I didn't use numbing cream on any of these tattoos, except for the heart. I used numbing cream because I found a really good numbing cream, and why not? But this one, I didn't use numbing. This hurt more than all my other tattoos in terms of pure pain, moment. Like, he scarred the shit out of me, bro. And that shows you that you got to find a good tattoo artist, because you got to find one that fits you and light-handed, but I was also able to do the artwork that you want. And this guy really fucked me up. I'm probably gonna have to cover this. I don't like how it looks. It's kind of hard to tell it's lightning bolt when my knee is up, at least. But whatever, man. It is what it is. It's still a funny story, and like, I got a tattoo in Miami, because why not? But he definitely scarred me. Yeah. Oh, and also, fun fact, I bled the most in this tattoo than any of Kevin's tattoos, with the exception of my back and shin. My back and shin bled the most, but like out of all the tattoos I've talked about so far, this one bled the most in terms of like per area, of course. Obviously, the other ones bled more because they're bigger, but yeah. So there we go. Now we're moving on to the rest of my leg. This was my second most painful tattoo, third most painful tattoo, because it's right on my shin, and it's Killua and Gon eating ramen. I thought it was cute. I wanted a Hunter x Hunter tattoo. At this point, as you guys can see, I'm really into anime, and I started getting a lot of anime tattoos, and I love Hunter x Hunter. It's one of my top 5 or 6 animes. So I got Killua and Gon, and I thought this one was different than everyone else's tattoos because they're eating ramen. And why not? As we move down, I have Random right here. That's a matching tattoo with a lot of my friends from the neighborhood we grew up in, which is called Random Woods. Big reference to them, and I love each and every one of those guys. And this is one of my more recent tattoos right here. I have Hamtaro. Hamtaro is a old anime. Like, I'm talking like 1999 that I watched when I was a kid on Cartoon Network a lot. So this was literally a last minute shits and giggles tattoo. I will say I do need to get it touched up because I think, all these shin tattoos kind of hurt a lot. And I think I kind of moved a little bit. So it made him, Kevin. Oh, by the way, Random was tatted by my friend. Fun fact. This was one of the few tattoos where I didn't get with Kevin, but she actually did great, unlike the fucking lightning bolt guy. But yeah, so Hamtaro, circling back. Yeah, I just got it because I wanted it, and there was empty space. Now we have Courage the Cowardly Dog, one of my favorite cartoons growing up. Probably a top 10 out of my childhood. And this is another tattoo I got by a different tattoo artist. It's a friend of mine, Selena. And Selena's based in, I think, Cornelius/Charlotte, North Carolina. And she was a OG on my podcast. I used to have a podcast. I don't really do it anymore. But yeah, she was an OG. We met and we were friends. And she became a tattoo artist. So I was like, why not? I wanted to visit her anyways. And so we got that done. She did great on it. Yeah, so most of these tattoos that I've listed so far, they're ranging from like $50, like Killua and Gon, which is crazy. Random I got for free because my friend did it. And I think Courage was actually a little bit more expensive, but that makes sense because she's in Charlotte, so like the prices are just different there. And it's like I think she charged me $150. All right, now we're gonna move over to this side. So right here I have Memento Mori with a skull and 2 things referencing life and the time that we have, and then also the skull referencing death. Memento Mori is a very basic tattoo. I know a lot of guys have that, a lot of girls too, but it's pretty much Latin for, everyone must remember that they must die, or remember that you must die. I think that's the direct translation. And it's a great reference for me because that's how I live my life, because, life is short, and we got to remember everyone end up in the ground anyway, so like, if you're hesitant on doing something, just fucking do it, bruh. You're gonna die at some point anyways. I know that's really morbid, but like, I mean, that's how I view my life. And I view it in a positive sense, not in a nihilistic sense. Like, I think it's a great thing because life is short, we have to live it to the fullest, All right, so then we have this. It's a sword from Zelda, also with some of the symbols from it as well. This is a reference to one of the cats in the house. It's technically my roommate's cats, but her name is Zelda, and I wanted to get a tattoo for her since I got one for the other boys on my sleeve. I have a chainsaw reference right here with Pochita, and I just thought it was really cute, and I had an empty space. That's this next tattoo on my lower ankle right here. Hold up. So that's Pochita. Dude, that was like a $40 or $50 tattoo, which is insane. I know other places are going to be way more expensive. Okay. I got this tattoo right here, Patsuma from the Hello Kitty and Friends. This is a matching tattoo with all my workers. A lot of my coworkers and I, like 5 of us, got Hello Kitty and Friends tattoos, and I decided to get him because I love his character. Then as we move on, we have Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory, one of my favorite cartoons growing up as well. Amazing cartoon, and I told Kevin, hey, let's send it, and so we did. Also, apologies if my video ever greens out a little bit. It's pretty much from the battery that I use for my camera, and I don't know. There's like a whole long story behind it. So every now and then it greens out, but then I just reset. But yeah, we have plank because why not? I love it. All right, sorry, this video is taking longer than I thought. I have so many tattoos. Apologies in advance. Thank you if you guys are watching this, man. I appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below what tattoos of yours is your guys' favorite. And I also want to see some to send it through my Instagram or whatever. All right, so on this leg, we have Demon Slayer. We've got a funny Demon Slayer tattoo. I sent Kevin 2 or 3, and he decided that he wanted to do this one. He's a big fan of Demon Slayer. I am also a big fan of Demon Slayer. I did a anime tier list, and I put this in my top tier. It's one of my top, I'd say 5 or 6 as well, with Hunter x Hunter and Naruto and so forth. And so I got Demon Slayer right here. I just brazed over a big tattoo. This is like my second favorite anime. How could I not talk about this? This is Itadori and Todo. My favorite scene ever, and Todo is my favorite character of all time. Itadori being my second favorite. So I got the both of them doing the brother little thing, and yeah, I just thought that was sick. But yeah, back to Demon Slayer. Yeah, I thought this was a funny tattoo. It was a fun one for me. I'm sorry, the table is like blocking my head. But all right, 11:32. This is not a time. This is exactly how long we waited in line on Friday the 13th to get this tattoo. My friend Marlon came up with this idea because we were waiting 11 hours, guys. We like took the whole day in line just to get a tattoo, and we honestly only stuck through it because like once you're there for that long, you're like, fuck, I might as well just stick through it. It's a long story, I know, I'm an idiot, but we stuck through it, and you know, it made for a good memory. We also made some good friends in line as well. And so 11 hours and 32 minutes to get this tattoo and the bat wings. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have the back of my leg before we move on to my back. So this one's gonna be really hard to get angles, but the top here is Yami from Black Clover. I'll probably try to get a better video up close in a little bit. But Yami is my favorite character in Black Clover. And yeah, this is a manga panel of his, or of the anime, and Black Clover is another top 5. It's probably my 3rd, 4th favorite anime. I keep saying top 5, probably top 10. Let's do that because all of them end up being my top 5. But yeah, Yami doing lightless slash. Love this anime tattoo. Love the style as well. Then I have, this is a deep cut. I have the Red X from Teen Titans, which is actually Robin. And Teen Titans was my favorite show on Cartoon Network growing up, so had to get that reference. Then I have Calcifer from Howl's Moving Castle, my second favorite Studio Ghibli movie behind Spirited Away. And I loved Calcifer as a character and also as a concept, so decided to get that to fill that out. Woo! This is a long video, guys, and I'm getting tired. So now, final tattoos. We are in the home stretch. I see now why people do like 2-parters for these. I just don't know why I didn't. All right, so the back, my back. Let me see if I can scoot this back. See if I can scoot this back. Get it? All right, so here we have a huge dragon. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll get a close-up of it. I decided I want to start my back piece with the dragon because I thought it was sick. It's also great line work. I love lines, personally, like the line work style. And the detail on this is crazy. That is my most expensive tattoo. Kevin charged me $650 for it, something like that. And so with the tip, it was like $700. So shout out to Kevin for that. It is one of my favorite tattoos again. The detail on it is kind of crazy. And yeah, I love it so much. And my next tattoo after that one was, I'm going to stand up so I don't have to get up. All right, this is so weird. I mean, I'm going to do close-ups, but I have the Goddess of Justice, Themis, Lady Liberty right here. Again, I'm going to have to do a close-up. And yeah, I love the style of it. It uses a little bit of negative space and things like that too. It's also realism, and I am going to do the rest of my back around the dragon with realism. And so this was a great start to it, and believe it or not, this was a free tattoo. Kevin gave me a free one because I've done so much with him, and he wanted to practice on realism anyway, and it came out amazing. This is exactly how I wanted it. It's not full realistic, but it's realistic enough. I also love the blood is red because I don't use a lot of red on my body, so it stands out a lot. Yeah, arguably top 5 tattoo like of mine that I like. And then my final section. God, this is such a long video. All right, here we go. Home stretch is my neck. And My neck is the first neck or area tattoo I got was this one right here. Oh, sorry for the pimples. Damn, I didn't even realize I got pimples right there. Yeah, so I got love with the line. I found online, so because I always wanted a behind the ear tattoo. Well, not always, but you know, I always wanted a sleeve first, and then as I got tatted, I wanted more and more, right? I think I'll probably end up being pretty covered. I think this right arm of mine will be empty and my left leg will be empty. But yeah, so on my neck tattoos, the first one was this. I found online someone had a red line with the word fear, and I was like, oh, it looks aesthetically very pleasing, but I didn't want fear, and I decided to get love because I love love. Love is the best. Yeah, and so that's the reason. And then I got after that, oh, by the way, there's a star that's up here, just like a little star. I don't know if I'm pointing at it, but that's connected with the dragon. So the dragon's flying up to the star. So I had that on my neck and this love on my neck. And then I decided the next thing I wanted, and this was a big decision, was the birds. So I wanted a neck tat. At this point, I was like, I want something really nice. And I decided that these look sick and I wanted them. And there's no meaning behind them. I mean, yeah, I know they mean freedom and stuff, but I literally like them, and I like how they look when he put the stencil on, and I was like, let's send it. And there's a whole joke, because my tattoo artist, Kevin, he goes, oh, so you like to swallow, because they're swallows. And so now I'm going to just say I got them because I like to swallow. That's what she said. I'm just joking. I don't. I am not. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you do, by the way, but I'm just not my cup of tea. And then I got these wings right here just because I wanted to fill the back of my neck, and with the star, I didn't know what to put on the side of it, and I thought these wings looked cool. And I have this one. This is going to be the last tattoo we talk about, I think. I think that's all of it. I have a sword right here behind this ear. I wanted another tattoo behind the ear on the other side, but I am going to get that one touched up and switched a little bit. Not a cover up. I'm going to add either 2 swords or 2 arrows to it because it looks too much like a cross from a distance, and people think I'm religious. They're like, oh, nice cross tattoo. I'm like, it's not a cross. I'm not Christian. I'm sorry. But nothing wrong if you are, but just not me. And so I'm probably going to add 2 swords or something like that. This is a long one. God damn, I have so many tattoos. I honestly lost count. People will ask me, like, how many tattoos do you have? I'm like, brother, I don't even know like what day it is. But yeah, that's all the tattoos I have on my body so far. I am getting more, probably on my back next. I'm gonna fill this out with realism at some point, and probably fill some of the patchy areas in my arm and legs. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for me to fill out my tattoo body, let me know. And also let me know what tattoos you guys have. I love tattoos. I love styles. Just let me know anything. Like, literally, I am so into this shit, as you guys can tell. And yeah, finally gave you guys a tattoo tour. I'm sure I'll give an updated tour when I'm completely covered, or not completely, but you know what I mean. And yeah, that's it for the day. And this was a very long and hard, low-key kind of hard video to make with the contorting and switching of the cameras and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week and day. See you guys in the next video. Bye.